Hey everyone! Today we're going to dive deep into a feature you probably use all the time, but maybe don't know all the secrets to AirDrop. We're going way beyond just sending a photo to a friend. We're talking about how to use it in a flash, make it work seamlessly, and, probably most importantly, how to have total control over your privacy while you do it. Okay, seriously, let's be honest. How many times have you done this? You snap an amazing picture on your iPhone, and then you email it to yourself just so you can get it on your Mac. Or maybe you fumbled around with a cable or had to upload it to some cloud service first. It just feels so clunky, doesn't it? Well, there is a much, much better way. And yeah, that better way is AirDrop. It's basically Apple's built-in magic trick for beaming pretty much anything. We're talking photos, documents, web links, even your contacts, straight from one Apple device to another. No wires, no internet connection needed, just instant, secure sharing. So how does this magic actually happen? Understanding the pretty simple tech behind it is really the key to using it confidently. So let's pull back the curtain for a second. It's actually a really clever two-step dance. First, your device uses low-power Bluetooth just to look around and see what other Apple devices are nearby. Then, the moment you actually hit share, it creates a secure one-to-one Wi-Fi connection between the two devices. That's why the transfers are so incredibly fast, and this is a big deal, why it doesn't touch your cellular data or even use your home Wi-Fi network. Now, because it's using that direct connection, you do have to be pretty close to each other. We're talking about a range of roughly 30 feet, or around 10 meters. So yeah, you can easily zap a file across the living room, but probably not from one end of the office to the other. All right, so this is the crucial part. If AirDrop ever isn't working for you, it's almost always one of these three things. For it to work, both the person sending and the person receiving have to have Wi-Fi on, Bluetooth on, and here's the one that gets everybody, your personal hotspot has to be turned off. Seriously, if you're ever stuck, just check those three settings first. It'll save you a ton of headache.
Okay, so we get how it works now, but sharing things wirelessly, well, that brings up the big question, right? Privacy. The good news is you are in the driver's seat 100%. Let's look at how you can really master these settings and decide exactly who gets to see your device. This is really the core question that AirDrop asks you to answer. Who do you want to be visible to? Who are you allowing to even attempt to send you something? And the answer, of course, changes depending on where you are and what you're doing, which is why Apple gives you these really precise tools to make that call for yourself.
So you've got three simple but really powerful options. First is receiving off. It's exactly what it sounds like. You're basically invisible, perfect for when you're on a crowded train and want maximum privacy. Then there's contacts only, which is honestly the best setting for most days. Only people who are actually in your contacts can see you. And finally, you've got everyone for 10 minutes, which is perfect for those times you need to get a photo from someone you just met at a party. And here's the really smart part about that everyone setting. It's not permanent. After just 10 minutes, your phone automatically switches itself back to contacts only. This is such a great little safety net because it stops you from accidentally leaving yourself open to random file requests from complete strangers. All right, now let's get into the stuff that feels like it's straight out of the future. With some of the newer updates, Apple has made sharing even more natural by just using the physical closeness of your devices. This is where it really starts to feel like magic. So Apple rolled out two new features that use the exact same gesture, but for different things. The first is called Name Drop, and it's specifically for sharing your contact info. Think of it like a digital business card swap. The second is Bring Devices Together, and that uses the same motion to kick off a regular AirDrop for things like photos and files. Using Name Drop could not be easier. You literally just hold the top of your iPhone close to someone else's iPhone, or even their Apple Watch. You'll see this really cool glow effect ripple across both screens, and then a little prompt pops up. From there, you can choose to share your info, receive theirs, or both. It's just that simple. Okay, for our final section, let's go over a few of the latest updates that really add a final layer of polish. These are the things that make AirDrop even smarter and way more secure, especially when you're out in public. Getting these down will make you a true pro. So let's go back to that scenario for a second. You're out somewhere, maybe a conference, and you switch your AirDrop to everyone for 10 minutes to grab a file from someone you just met. How do you make absolutely sure you're connecting to the right person and not about to get some random meme from a stranger across the room? Well, Apple's solution is something called AirDrop codes. Now, if you try to send a file to someone who isn't in your contacts, their phone will display a unique one-time code. You, as the sender, have to actually get that code from them and type it in to approve the transfer. It's a super simple verification step that adds a huge layer of security. And the result of that little code system is exactly this. It basically puts an end to that whole phenomenon of getting pranked or sent weird files on the subway or in a coffee shop. Simply put, no more surprise files from strangers. And one last incredibly helpful update. You know how you'd start sending a big video file, but then one of you would walk away and the transfer would just fail? So frustrating. Well, now, as long as both of you are signed into iCloud, the transfer can just seamlessly and securely switch to using the internet to finish the job if you move out of range. It is a small change that solves a massive headache. So let's just quickly recap. What are the big things to remember? 1, AirDrop is super fast, it's wireless, and it's not going to eat up your mobile data. 2, and this is the most important one, you are always in control of your privacy. And 3, with all the new features like name drop in those security codes, sharing is just smarter and safer than it's ever been.
So there you have it. You've got all the tools now. You know how it works, you know how to lock down your privacy, and you know how to use all the latest and greatest features. You're officially an AirDrop Pro. So the only question left is, what's the first thing you're going to AirDrop?